lula li. Lula, lula li. Lula, lula li, lula. Lula li, lula. Lula li, lula. Wo xing he li. Wo chuan ren lei. Wan ling rong he mu shi sheng. Xiang an ping an he xie. Xiang an ping an he xie. I love my heart and soul. I love our humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. How? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. My name is Winnie Chan Wang. I am an integrative wellness practitioner. I am an MIT engineer with a licensed acupuncture, and I want to tell you about soul, mind, body medicine. Here at Heart Center, we are a loving community that truly believes you are a gift and I am a gift. In fact, everyone and everything is a gift. Tonight, we have the most special night ever. Really, 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 really. Because I'm going to tell you about Dr. Raven Lee, who is my spiritual mother. She literally saved me. You know, you might be looking at this version of Winnie today.
Hello, 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 everyone.
In fact, it is the Tenda, which is love, forgiveness, compassion, light, humility.
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome.
Service and enlightenment.
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to this episode of Heart Center Connection, where I have the great pleasure of introducing
Dr. Raven Lee. I had just come out of a near-death car accident. Until the age of 37, I have never meditated a day in my life, never gone to church, never gone to temple, and know nothing about spirituality and soul. What happened was I was in complete denial of my soul. I was in complete denial of my heart. I was in isolation, disconnection, disorder, disharmony. Yes, lots and lots of negative information. So I was very, very blessed that finally, after the near death car accident, I came out of denial. For the first time in my life, I decided to seek talk therapy. Now, I am so lucky that my talk therapist turned out to be the founder of Integrative Shakti Reiki, who is a beacon of divine feminine, who is the rock star of compassion. Why? She wrote a book called Unbinding the Soul, Awakening Through Crisis and Compassion. And literally, if you haven't read this book, definitely buy it, because she talks about how when she got a divorce with her first husband, her husband committed suicide, and that led to her spiritual awakening. Sorry. When I read this book, this was during the darkest part of my life. I remember buying this book on audiobooks, and I would play chapter 4 for 3 hours straight. I would just play it on repeat and repeat and repeat. And she talks about the ABCDE method, which literally saved my life. And if you think I'm very compassionate about my darkness and your darkness, it's all because of so much shadow work, which is the willingness to sit with my deepest, darkest psyche with compassionate witness. What does it mean, witness? It means that I'm an observer of my darkness with compassion. Now, I like to ask the team to play this pre recorded podcast because you're going to be very, very, very grateful that I shared this story with you.
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to this episode of Heart Center Connection, where I have the great pleasure of introducing Dr. Raven Lee, who's been a clinical psychologist for more than 30 years, I believe, and who is a Bön shaman, the founder of the Integrated Shakti Reiki healing lineage. And among her many other credits, she is the author of Unbinding the Soul, Awakening Through Compassion. And I just want to say for a brief moment here that you, Raven, have had a great influence on my life, largely through my wife, Winnie. But because of Winnie, I've been connected to your work, and what a powerful body of work it is that's profoundly influenced me. And I just want to say before we start that I find that you have a gift for taking deep wisdom and turning it into practical, applicable guidelines. So I really appreciate that. They're very rare.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you. So we find ourselves here on the anniversary of the Eden fires, which of course affected our community deeply and affected you personally.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you'd like to start there and we can go from there.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for inviting me to be here today. And of course, without us knowing that it just happened to be the anniversary of
Mm.
the Eden fire that destroyed, the Palisades community, Altadena, and affected all the foothills. So I live in Sierra Madre. So I could sense the fire coming, and because of my work with the elements, I could feel it. I could feel the wind. There was like a warning, leave. So I left my home like way before evacuation orders were there. But before I left it, I did, offering. I said, please protect our space. And my practice helps me to recognize everything is impermanent.
Mm.
Doesn't mean that we won't be sad, we won't have fears. So that I was able to be there with the fear, with the uncertainty as I packed whatever it was. 2 cars, we left way before the fires came crossing into us. But it was windy. Remember that wind? It was howling.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was like really working with the wind energy and driving
Mm,
slowly to my daughter's place in Monrovia.
mm.
And I had a sense already that my house would be gone. So 3 days later, when I came back to the canyon, Sierra Madre Canyon, it was to such delight that the house is still standing,
Yeah.
albeit with smoke damage.
Mm.
But there was so much I could feel the trauma around me. I could feel people's energy,
I remember it.
and yes, it was, and a year later, people are still struggling to rebuild. But I think that that is exactly, and I think you mentioned my book, Unbinding the Soul, called
Yes.
Awakening Through Compassion and Crisis. And this, I think this perhaps being here together on this anniversary is about saying, look, we had a crisis. We did. And we are actually still going through crisis in terms of our world, whatever is happening. Life brings us suddenly a curveball. We don't know. We never know, right?
Yes. No, we never know.
Because I think that many humans try to control their life, or that if I do this right, my life will be okay. But no, we never know. So the only way out is to discover and awaken to something bigger than all of this within us, and awareness that is comprehensive.
Mm.
So I just wanted to recognize that today's anniversary is also very much how my book Combining the Soul came to be birth. Is this through crisis?
Yes, yes, yes. And I just want to, underline what you said. I had the opportunity, we also our office was right near the evacuation zone. So we were never personally affected, but of course our entire community was affected, and we were really moved. And we put on a free acupuncture clinic for a while. And as I was driving to
Yeah.
different firehouses in the community, different areas in the community, when I got to North Altadena, I could feel the
Okay.
chaos and the fear in the air, just palpable.
Yeah.
And boy, was I glad that I could come home to my beautiful hillside abode. And but of course I know so many people like you who were displaced. And so yeah, let's get into the unbinding the soul and the ABCDE method, because of course this is a method that helps us navigate crisis
Hmm.
and really turn it into growth and magnifies our life, rather than sort of magnifying the fear and the limitation of crisis.
Right. Absolutely. And what you sense in the air is exactly what quantum physics, or in the shamanic tradition we say, is in the field.
Yes,
And that we are interconnected. We can sense energy, but
yes,
that when we sense it and we're not aware of it, then we can just contract, or we want to disconnect. And it's not easy to open our heart to these
mm,
challenging emotions. But one of the things that what awakened me, I was in 1984, you know. So the word awakening is actually also so powerful. So the word awakening means that there is something that is dormant, not yet there. And awakening means that something in us is awakening to something bigger.
yes,
And I think all of us on this path can actually sense that
mm,
there was a moment we awaken, right? I'm
yes,
sure you know what that is.
yes.
And usually it's a crisis.
Of course, always. Everyone I've known has
Yeah.
been through
Yeah.
crisis. Yes.
Exactly. When everything is comfortable, we are kind of like laissez-faire, like everything's good. But something in us says something's not right. Something
Mm,
doesn't feel right. Maybe it is a work situation, relationship, or a crisis, something stir up, our insecurity and propel us to grow.
mm.
And I think that that is what I see, is that in a point of crisis, we can grow. Like this whole thing with the fire, we can grow together. Let go of blaming, but holding accountability. That's what I always say.
Yes.
It's we hold ourselves. I hold myself accountable. We hold the other person accountable and to discover and learn. That's the key. Learning from what worked, what didn't work.
Yes, and Winnie and I are very much your student in this, and yeah. So, can you help us unpack a little bit what the method is and how it can help us
Yeah.
grow?
Okay. So first, when you say the steps, I now have a name for it, which is called the Radiant Heart Transformation Path.
Oh, great.
And in the Radiant Heart Transformation Path, and I'm just started. I just finished the workbook, so it will be published by spring,
Oh, great.
and it will be Unbinding the Soul Companion Guide, to
Yeah.
Radiant Heart Transformation Path.
So it's a
So
workbook for the book Unbinding the Soul.
yes,
Perfect.
but it is focusing on these 5 steps you just mentioned. So the first step, A, is called awareness. So many of us, we have been like living life like we are just in a fog, like just being driven by our emotions, by the shits. So the awareness is part of the awakening to, oh, who is this part that feels that? So awareness is the first step. Awareness that, oh, I'm feeling scared. I'm angry. So in awareness, there are 4 steps, which I say awareness is you acknowledge your feelings, your sensation. The moment we acknowledge it, that means that there is an observer so that that reaction is not so tight. So, in the book and in the workbook, I describe quantum physics and the energy of how awareness help us to navigate through crisis. Because without awareness, like trauma theory says, without awareness, we can get driven, we can freeze, and then we can then get disconnected, and we're captured by the trauma. So the first step, awareness, acknowledge and allow the emotions, the sensation. Breathing, that's it. The B is breathing. So A and B, you breathe, you allow, you acknowledge, and you accept this is whatever's coming up. Don't try to change it, fix it, because that's what we do.
Mhm.
And the final A is appreciate this emotions coming up, wish to be soothed.
Mm.
This is our human part. It's natural in the moment of crisis. We will be shocked. And in that moment of being shocked, that part in us wants to be soothed. So if we can appreciate that this is actually our human pattern, that is in the moment of crisis, we go like psychology, that, we go into the 3, fight, flight, freeze.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but in the moment, we all know, the trauma research says that the moment we're aware of this, we have a choice.
Yeah.
We can choose. So we don't have to freeze. We don't have to fight. We don't have to flee. We can stay present. And in the present moment and in the breath, so be the breath, breathe, and the breathing will come into the heart center. And I can speak about the power of heart centered, like the name of your work, heart centered, right? Heart centered, come into compassionate witness. See, this is what I'm feeling. And in that moment, it takes just millisecond. We can rest our thinking, reactive, crisis mind, and suddenly the right action can come. And that is what we call the D is you describe, you can dialogue with yourself, and E is embodied empathic response. So
Mm.
that embodied empathic response is exactly what happened to me on January 7th a year ago. As I was packing, I could feel the adrenaline. I could feel I just self-talk, soothe. I did breathing. And then I said, okay, calm. And I was able to pack everything and navigate in a calm way through the trees falling and driving through the canyon. The fire I could see flickering and going down, and no, but I was aware of the fear. I was aware my adrenaline, and I was able to soothe enough to get to a safe place. And once I was there, I was able to continue soothing. So that is what I call the radiant heart transformation path. And it is about these 5 steps you just said: awareness, breath, compassionate witness in the heart, D for describing my condition, dialogue if necessary, and E and embodied, being in the body with empathy to respond to what's happening. So that is, like you say, it's a simplified. So the radiant heart transformation path is based on ancient wisdom, but it is simplified in very applicable steps.
Well, that's what I find so beautiful about this, because I, of course, am also a student of Eastern philosophy and different religious traditions. I also practice shamanism, and what's beautiful about this is that basically what you've done, for those who don't know, is you've translated deep Buddhist teachings that take, Rinpoche's lifetimes to learn, into a simple method that we can use in our everyday lives. So I just want to, for those of, for those of people who are viewing who don't feel like deep Eastern philosophers, and maybe you're thinking, well, it's one thing that Raven can do this, and maybe even Jay can do this, but can I do this? And I really, I hear in the E part, right, that this is about being. This is not just about an instantaneous action. It's about a way of being. It's about bringing ourselves into alignment, into flow.
Yes.
So I wonder if you'd help our audience just a little bit. You've already done a great job describing your experience of it, but
Yeah.
just to help people along a little bit, who are maybe wondering if this is a little too deep for them.
Absolutely. So in my book, Unbinding Soul, it is, it came about through my own crisis, awakening in 1984, and the title of the book came in 1988 to say you need to write the book. But I wanted to address to all your listeners that I began all this journey as a very frightened, anxious, dutiful Chinese Catholic upbringing.
Oh, wow.
Double duty,
Double
wearing
duty,
many hats.
yeah. Chinese and Catholic.
I was born and raised in Hong Kong to always be perfect, to not create any problems for my family, for my parents,
Mm,
and to always do the right thing, do not sin.
mm,
So I had that belief system. And so I was looking always to do the right thing. Got married because it felt like the right thing to do rather than, is this right for me?
mhm,
And I could feel that there was this struggle about, oh, it's selfish to think about myself. So I came from that view of where we all are. I began as someone identified and captured by what society said to me that I ought to be, how I was shaped and conditioned. And part of my crisis was that part of me wanted to break away.
mm,
And in my marriage, I found someone who totally different from my alcoholic, raging, father. So I found someone stable, but
mm,
without realizing someone stable, but without feelings,
mm,
rigid.
mm,
And I was under his control. So, like 9 years into the marriage and enduring his rage, a voice in me says, no more. And in that moment, I don't even know what happened when I said no more. And I said, and it's detailed in the book, Unbinding a Soul. I said, let's separate, let's find out. I found my voice. So we all begin to acknowledge. So I'm saying to your listener to say, listen to what you're feeling. What is no more for you? What is saying, this doesn't work for me anymore? But take time to say, who is this part? Can I have compassion for this part who says no more? What is it like a wall? What is like saying this I can't do anymore? So that's what happened to me, but I did not know to take time. I was just fighting. I was surviving against this abusive husband. And a month into our separation, he actually had this incident that he used his scissors, came into the house and cut up things.
Wow.
And yes, so and in that moment he actually wrote and says he realized he could harm us, and he took his own life.
Oh.
That was profound for me. I mean, the guilt, the shame, the torment.
Mm.
But that became my awakening. 2 months into that, I went to a spiritual meditation, and I had this spontaneous, Jay, I had this, my heart was like suddenly cracked open, the light poured, and I saw the soul of my husband coming to me with so much love. I mean, that is in my book. And I'm just saying to your audience to say, begin to trust there's something greater. I did not know I was going to be a shaman. I did not know I was going to be a healer or do it. I was a I was just frantically surviving two young children, starting my career as a therapist, but had no idea how to actually, handle my own life.
Mm.
I came from the same place. And during that period of for 10 years, I was suicidal, I had bulimia, you know, I had depression. So I am saying to you all that it is possible to awaken. It is possible to find the light, because looking at me now, it's hard to imagine someone that would be anxious, suicidal, all of that, or succumb to and to be coward. But we all know that. And from that place, I have great appreciation for our humanness, Jay. I
Mm.
don't ever see it as something wrong. I see it as part of our journey. It's part of our journey of our growth. So whoever is listening to this, the most important is the heart, compassion for ourselves,
Wow.
appreciation.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot agree with you more. I'm so grateful for this teaching and for your honesty and vulnerability. I wish we could talk all day, but it's about time
I
to
know.
wrap up. So I just want to end with I want to connect this with your workbook. So just to recap here, you've outlined for us the ABCDE method, and in the spring you're coming out with a companion workbook to this,
Yes.
and so that stands to really help people. This very help people, you know, really embody this very practical lesson, which is really what it takes. And I think, you know, perhaps maybe this, could be intimidating, but it's actually a very simple method.
It's
Um,
very
and
simple.
it's the key in my experience in my life has been the A, right? Of course, the A is not enough, but the awareness, you can't unsee what you've seen.
Yeah.
Once you're able to see, then you're a little more motivated to begin to engage, and breathing helps everyone feel better. And then, I got stuck on the C for years myself, right? I was raised very much as in a very argumentative, judgmental family, so very loud and conflict oriented, and I internalized this judge, and I carried it around with me without really knowing it was there for many years, and it is the part of me I feel that stuck the longest in my awakening journey, and still crops up sometimes. And so first of all, I want everyone to know that Raven and I both we both come from, backgrounds where the odds were perhaps stacked against us becoming quote unquote awakened, but nonetheless, we have managed to to engage with ourselves rather than avoiding, and I think the key here is, and you talk about it implicitly everywhere, but I want to explicitly call it out, is really staying through the discomfort, the the difficult emotions when they come up. So
Yes.
you acknowledge that as you were driving away from your home and with fully expecting that you'll never come back, there was fear. Of course there was fear. And well, there should be, right? You shouldn't have
Yes.
no fear because then you're not going to escape the fire. But
That's right.
but so yeah, so talk to us a little bit about the workbook and how it can help as a tool to sort of dislodge these parts of us that are difficult.
Right. So beautiful summary, Jane.
Thank
So
you.
the workbook summarizes the 5 parts, but taking everyone, and it has questions, but it also have a meditation that guides people 20 minutes or so,
Mm,
that guide people into each step. And then there are these steps and questions that you can write. So it's a journal. So all 5 steps, over a period, and so self-guided study. But I will also be, in launching that this coming year, to do also a public offering of meditation of
oh,
the
beautiful.
5 steps.
Mm.
And I also train teachers to do that, your beautiful wife Winnie.
Yes, yes, yes. And by the way, I am also initiated into Shakti Reiki through Susan. So, you know,
Okay, good.
it's very much in the air and in the blood here.
It's in the air, and
Yeah.
the word and I love the word Shakti, because in the Sanskrit, Shakti means power,
Yes.
true power.
Yes.
And Shakti is the feminine creation energy. How can we connect to the creation energy to help us ride the disturbing energy? That's
Mm.
it.
Yes, yes,
That's it.
yes. Today I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the word prana is a new word, and that was originally they just used Shakti
Yeah,
to call it, and then they use prana as a sort
right.
of masculine label now.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. But let's return to Shakti,
Yes, yes.
the honoring the feminine. Feminine is not man or woman. It's the creation energy, the vessels, the ability to hold whatever arises, our fear, our shame, our jealousy, our judgment, to hold it, but to with so compassion, so much love. And if something doesn't feel right, it's sort of like a mother saying to a teenage boy to say, "Look, you're grounded. Come on home. You cannot do this." So the ability to rein in what is trying to capture us, rein in, and let that have a time out, or time into our heart.
Perfect. Perfect. A time in. Now we've invented a new way to set ourselves aside to process.
Yeah,
I really love it,
exactly.
Raven, and I would love to move on. I mean, I said would love to go on, but we're out of time. So if
Thank
you
you.
could tell everyone how they can get in touch with you and how they can find your book, and as soon as the excuse me, the workbook is released, we
Yeah.
will post it on in the comment section.
Absolutely. I have a website, and maybe you can post that, the
Yes, yes,
integrative wisdompath.com.
yes.
And also, people can contact me through my email. You can post that, Dr. Raven Lee, DrRavenlee @gmail.com. And on my website there are, I do Reiki healing. There's an upcoming shaman training program, and I just want to clarify, instead of just being the Bön shaman, I really more connect to the Shakti, and it
Mm,
is absolutely Nepalese tradition, but it is universal. It is about the connection to the Great Mother.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravenly. It's been an honor and a
Thank you.
pleasure having you join us
Thank you.
here today on Heart Center Connection. Thank you so much.
Blessings to you. Thank you so much. Okay, bye bye.
Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that special? Yes. So if anyone has any question about the Divine Feminine or wishing to connect to the Great Mother, hopefully my support team will drop a link for her website. And as she said, that trauma, crisis is an opportunity to awaken. So I want to tell you more about my story. So at 37, I met Raven. I got Reiki. And I thought, wow, 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 this energy healing is so cool. How do I integrate it as a healthcare practitioner? Because up until that time, I've only memorized science textbooks. And so I said, dear the universe, can I please manifest a teacher who can bridge what I call the classic stuff, the stuff that has multiple choice tests, A, B, C, D, right? You get tested and you get a license, such as my acupuncture degree, with the world of the invisible. So then my spiritual father came into my life, Dr. and Master Jigang Sha. He is trained in Western medicine, Chinese medicine, and a world-renowned healer. Now, I love his work so much that I will be flying to Mumbai March 28 to 29 to teach a 2-day Tao Hands workshop with Vanita Keswani and also a leading teacher offering the transmission. Now, I want to tell you that if Winnie, who has never meditated a day in her life, can learn to use Tao Hands and help lots of people see again, hear again, speak again, walk again, get pregnant, and shrink their cysts and fibroids. If you are a healthcare practitioner, or if you know any healthcare practitioner, this training is specifically for healthcare professionals. You don't have to fly to Mumbai, although there is a discount if you attend in person. Okay. Yes, and you can also watch it on Zoom. Why this is such a special opportunity is I am going to personally offer a 3-year WhatsApp mentorship to ensure that you develop medical intuition with the Tao pendulum. Now, I want to explain a little bit about what a pendulum is, right? Okay, so let me put these books down because I like to talk with my hands. So, as an MIT computer science and electrical engineering major, I like to explain that everyone and everything can be encoded in information in 1 and 0, positive, negative, right? So if I have a circuit and if the circuit is connected, then I can conduct electricity. When I press the button, the light bulb turns on. Now, if there is a break in the circuit, I cannot conduct electricity. And therefore, when I turn on the light bulb, there is no light. So the body is this way. So for example, maybe some of you have hip pain. Maybe some of you have knee pain. So in Chinese medicine, we say 不通则痛, meaning if there is no flow, then there is pain. So medical intuition is as simple as scanning the electromagnetic field. So for example, if you have knee pain right now, I know someone in the audience has because I'm feeling it. What that means is that from 0 to 1, you are not at 100% emitting light at your body. So imagine that if you're a healthcare practitioner, and you don't have to be a healthcare practitioner, you can be a grandmother, the ability that you can scan your body where the light is dim, and then you can do a Tao Hands blessing and restore the light, restore the connection so that you can be love and light again. That's right. I say this again. Love and light is your true nature, is my true nature. Everyone and everything has this light. So at this time, I'd like to welcome you. So welcome April, Alexandra, Chloe, Helen, Ron, Sylvia, Veronica, and Zoom user, which I think is my dad. Welcome, 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 and also welcome all of you on Facebook and watching on YouTube and also the recording later. Now, I'd like to know if anybody wants to turn on the camera, unmute yourself, and tell us, is there some kind of physical pain, emotional pain? Because what's in one is in all. Heal one, heal all. So if you would like to come on, say a couple words, or you can ask a question about Dr. Raven's work. And I've been her student for many years, and I'm happy to answer that as well.
Helen.
Hi everyone. So for me, I have been struggling with my digestive system, and I'm actually going to get some tests done because I think a couple of days ago my stomach was hurting me really badly, and I had to just give myself some blessings to help me feel better. And the day before, I didn't sleep well either, so maybe that might have affected it. But yeah, my digestive system, it's needing more love and light at this time.
Okay, I see there's some comments coming in.
Comments are coming in. Email Dr. Lawyer. Well, these are all Chloe. Come on, they're not coming. Okay.
Okay. So anybody else, my team can let me know if there's any Facebook or YouTube comment.
Anybody? April?
Okay. All right. So let's everybody stand up. Let's get the body moving, and let me give a little wisdom. Okay. In traditional Chinese medicine, we have the upper jiao, the middle jiao, and the lower jiao. In English, we call that upper burner, middle burner, and lower burner. If the cameraman can please show my whole body, we're going to go into movement. I move back. Okay, sorry. I'm moving. Okay. Let's get the party started. Okay. Oh, sorry. What? I still have a mic on. Okay, this works. Okay. So, everyone, let's close our eyes and I invite you to stand up and just start freely moving your body. When a duck exits a pond, what does the duck do? Hey, Jay, I want you to do a demo. When a duck exits the pond, what does it do? It shakes its booty so that the droplets of water can fall off. Okay, so I want you to imagine it's like just getting dust off the shoulder. Okay, whatever has been bothering us, just let it go. Imagine you don't even have a shape. Imagine you don't even have a name. You're not a man, not a woman, not a teacher, not a doctor, not a photographer, not a student. And you're not Chinese, you're not American. Let's, for a while, tick off all of our roles and identities and just dance with your heart and your soul. How is it that your heart and soul want to move at this time? Whatever it is, If you've never done this before and you feel a little bit awkward, you're like, wait, I don't know what to do, okay? How about this? We start with the wood element and we'll balance the 5 elements tonight. So a lot of my friends, especially I have another client today, did have some digestive issues. And a lot of the time we call that wood and earth disharmony. So the wood element. So if there's something that is bothering you, okay, you can do what we call liver rolls. So make little circles with the liver. So the wisdom is that the rib cage protects our organs, doesn't it? It protects our lungs, it protects our heart, our liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen. Yeah, but you know what? What protects us also cages us. So there's a part of us where if we are too rigid, I want it my way. Okay, we call this attachment. Okay, Master Sha calls it 我执, which is attachment to me, or attachment to being right. Okay, if I'm attached to looking good or anything like that, what that does is it creates rigidity in the rib cage. And then the next thing you know, the rib cage that's supposed to protect your organs, they become a prison. Look at the bars, like literally it looks like the prison, doesn't it? And what happens is that when our rib cage is stuck, then we feel like a tiger trapped inside a cage. We get easily triggered. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a joke right now. So I had some sexual trauma, and when I first learned about boundaries, I turned into one of these man haters. I was like, stop mansplaining me. Yeah, so that was a time when I was a very, very angry woman. But Master Sha taught that forgiveness brings inner peace and inner joy. Forgiveness brings inner peace and inner joy. So the liver gallbladder is impaired when there's anger. So everyone put one hand over the anger, sorry, the the liver gallbladder, and let's say hello to our liver gallbladder. Dear my liver gallbladder, and everything in the wood element, including tendon, nails, eyes, I love you, honor you, and deeply appreciate you. Can you please transform all my anger into freedom? And now we're going to chant this little song. It's called Really, Really Love You Everyone. Because instead of I want it my way, really, really love you everyone is a sacred mantra that helps us accept diversity, giving myself liberation that I become unstoppable, even in the face of disagreement. I am able to bow down and respect you, bow down and respect your perspective, your culture, your language. And I also bow down and respect my perspective, right? So imagine instead of being caged and trapped, we are liberated to be me, to be you, as authentic as possible. And that is one of the core values of Heart Center, is that we want to be authentic, okay? So let's do it. We're going to chant Really, Really Love You Everyone. And I'm going to invite Jay to drum for us. All right, let's do it. Okay. Jay, you gonna come in a little bit? Okay. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Now I'm gonna add another layer to this fun. Okay. So the digestion, it's not just the stomach, it's also the small intestine and the large intestine. And guess what? The stomach is here, the small intestine, large intestine, and then actually the stomach channel go down the side, and I'm seeing some of you have knee pain because there's stomach channel blockage. Now, what is the wisdom here? In Chinese, we have this phrase, 好難頂啊, which means it's very difficult to tolerate. Okay, so if you've ever said a single 好難頂啊, which is so difficult to tolerate.
Said a few of those myself.
Okay.
Even though I don't speak Chinese.
Helen speaks Cantonese, so she's laughing. Okay, so if you've ever felt like this is intolerable, guess what? You have just messed up your stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. I tell you why. When you eat a banana, which way do you want the banana to go? Down. So if you think, I accept the banana, then your stomach channel will go down. The stomach channel is supposed to go down, right? What happens if you said, okay, I'm not going to do the middle finger, but imagine Winnie circa 10 years ago when I was in the I hate men and I'm angry at everybody's face, I would be like, what's wrong with you? Okay, so circa Winnie 10 years ago would cause so much, how do you say, blockages in my stomach, in my small intestine, and my large intestine, alternating constipation and diarrhea. I would have anxiety. Why? Because the middle jiao is for transformation and transportation. Now, if I find something intolerable, guess what? The fire is trapped in the upper jiao and the water is trapped in the lower jiao. So what we have is this itchiness, this like, like icky, heavy sensation. Oh, life is so hard. Okay, the more the water gets stuck down here, it's like I have depression down here. The life is just so hard, so heavy. It's like so hard to lift my leg. And then I also have fire up here, which is I have anxiety. And then either I can't get out of bed, I just want to lie on the couch forever, or I can't fall asleep because my mind can't stop. So what is the solution? The solution is to have peace. You know, the other day someone asked me, Winnie, what are you going to do if China and US go to war? How do you feel? What are you going to do? I said it's like this. If I get upset about something outside of me, I lose because my stomach is going to get messed up. I'm going to go into constipation, diarrhea. I'll have anxiety, heartburn. And if I have a little bit of space, if I go into 观自在, 观 means to observe. 自在 means comfort. So that was an intentional stillness. If you can just drop into your stillness. There you go. You got it. So imagine it doesn't matter what happened outside of you. Who is the president? What is happening to the tax or the trade war? If I lose my peace, I lose. If I stay in peace, I win. Okay, so this is the simple math. Basically, the highest achievement is not wealth, it's not fame, it's not how many dollars I have or how many followers I have. The highest achievement is if I can be unshakable in my peace, unstoppable despite disagreement, that I take total accountability of everything inside. Because why? You master the inside to manifest the outside, because the inside and outside are one. Okay, I am feeling it's time to chant a mantra. I deeply apologize. How are we doing on time, team? Okay, let's pick a demo. Who would like to be a demo? Okay, all right. Jay says Helen. Okay, so Helen, you're the demo. Okay, can my team put on the 10-dot wall, please?
10-dot wall. Yeah. Yep. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Raj. Thank you, Winnie, for your powerful transmission tonight. Just want to take a moment to appreciate the legacy that Raven has left us here at the Heart Center. We don't talk about her much, but she's actually been profoundly influential on Winnie and I, and my feel is someone that everyone should read, right? This book, Unbinding the Soul, is essential for everyone. So I strongly recommend it, and please give some love to Raven, our spiritual predecessor at the Heart Center. So now we'll take a moment to bring some elevation, some higher vibration to our dear Helen May Chan, friend of the Heart Center. And Helen, if you would just come on briefly and tell us what's coming up for you right now and what we can do for you this evening.
So basically,
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to this.
a couple days ago, received some disturbing news, and then I did what I could. I sang the Heart Sutra. But afterwards, it affected me. And not only has it affected me, it's affected my digestive system. And I believe it or not, with the digestive system, it involves like digesting thoughts and feelings. So I have had to process, and it's been a bit challenging, I think, to the point where it has affected my bowels, and which is why I've been looking into naturopaths and trying to get some of the tests going. So I am so grateful to be chosen, because I am doing what I can to take better care of my. I got the message I should dance more and hip movement. That's what I was tracing one of the today. To do it. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be chosen as a demo. Thank you. Love you, Winnie.
So we do have some first-time people joining us tonight. So let me give a brief explanation. Tao is the ultimate source and creator. normally we can't see it, we can't touch it. So my teacher, Dr. and Master Ji Gang Sha, when he connects to the source and he writes this 一笔字, one stroke calligraphy writing, the source pours the most positive information, energy, matter. And what is the most positive information, energy, matter? Connection. So what happens when we receive some disturbing news is, now this is human conditioning. It's not just beloved Helen, but if you put 10 people in her shoes, 9.9 out of 10 people would have what we call a stress response, which is fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Sometimes we don't even think about it. It's not even at the conscious level. And sometimes it's not even on the subconscious level. It's just like, even if she was perfectly, cleared all the information at her subconscious, but just breathing in a room of other people. For example, if one cop is stressed out, but then it's like COVID, COVID is contagious. Our reaction to negative news can also be contagious. So it could be, Helen mentioned it's like, oh, she already chanted the Heart Sutra and then it's still affecting her, because sometimes it's not about clearing the negative information, because you can't possibly transform the collective Mother Earth karma. You can't transform the collective karma of the entire school, the entire Toronto. You can't do that, right? So what we're going to do is we harmonize, we make friends, we allow and accept. It's like, oh, and so I have a little tummy issues. Oh, and so all we got to do is aware, I have some tummy issues. Observe, how's my heart doing? Am I bothered? Or am I at peace? And feel, go into your body. Your body is a sacred temple. And I wonder if the team can bring up the law of Shen Qi Jing slide. So in the law of Shen Qi Jing slide, we say that the soul is the boss.
SQJ.
The boss leads the heart leads the mind leads the energy, and the energy leads the body. Okay, here, yeah. So you see the arrow from energy to matter, but guess what? There's one more that goes from matter back to the soul. So what that means? That means if we're smart, when we have digestive issues, we're like, aha, this is our opportunity for enlightenment. This is our opportunity to remember who we truly are, right? Because what does this arrow that go from matter back to the soul means? So I practiced tantric Buddhism before, which is whenever we get anger or we have diarrhea, we can meditate on the diarrhea. We can meditate on the anger. We follow, we breathe with the diarrhea. We breathe with the anger. Whatever's coming up, we just observe, allow, and feel. Not trying to do anything about it, not trying to solve it, not trying to make it go away. There's nothing to solve, but just to observe. So we're going to open the 10-Da wall for Helen. We're first going to breathe the forgiveness. Dr. Rulin, she teaches the only thing we ever have to apologize for is not knowing how much we are loved. So everyone, you can put one hand over the heart, one hand over the lower abdomen. Dear the 10-dot wall, please open. Okay, the portal is now open. So we're going to do a breathing called Xi Qing Hu Zhuo. Xi Qing means inhale the source most positive light, visualizing light coming from the calligraphies to beloved Helen. We're all going to do it for Helen because heal one, heal all. It's actually better if we're all directed at her. And we will all get splashes. And then when we exhale, we're going to visualize dark gray smoke leaving her digestive organs. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant Hu. Hu is the 5 element sound for the earth element. And so when we chant Hu, it helps us accept and receive and surrender. It's this very yin quality, and just allow us to just sit with it. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. The only thing that we need to accept is our original wholeness, the perfection. So just silently say to yourself, I am willing to accept and receive myself. I'm willing to accept and receive myself. I'm willing to accept and receive myself. Just continue doing this breathing, but I want you to move ever so gently, as if you're rocking yourself like a newborn baby. You're comforting yourself, and if you feel like rocking side to side, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant Hu. So this time, continue on the inhale to visualize golden light coming into your digestive organs. But when you exhale, I want you to visualize everything along the stomach channel pathway. And maybe if the camera crew can show my leg. So visualize it going down, 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 down. And it's going to shoot out between the second and the third toe. So that is the stomach channel. In fact, maybe you just, I don't know, people have different flexibility, but just soothe it as if you are patting a cat or you're patting your inner child. Yeah, so just move your leg down. Whatever that is disturbing, we're just going to help it. follow Tao flourish. Okay, so when we find something disturbing, we forgot to follow Tao flourish. So again, we're just going to move it along. Yeah, and then now let's take some steps. So yes, the next one we're gonna use is we're gonna chant the sound yu. So yu vibrates the tailbone, and Master Sha says that there's a lot of PTSD stored in the tailbone. And what does it mean is, why do we need to react to disturbing news? That's because we don't have harmony in the tailbone. Okay, so we're gonna inhale the harmony into the tailbone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant you. And maybe if you can show, put one hand on the stomach and one hand on the tailbone. Okay, so inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. Okay, and now I invite you to switch hands. So if you were sending your left hand back or the right hand back, switch hands. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. I feel a softening. Continue. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, chant. And now just a moment of silence. Where the healing goes, where the hand goes is where the healing goes. How? So we're gonna close the portal. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you to Master Sha who created the Tao calligraphy. This is a very special breath work that's like taking our being to a higher dimension for a car wash. I absolutely love it. And I love to hear from beloved Helen. How do you feel? Perfect, perfect, perfect. And Chloe and Veronica, do you guys want to unmute and say something? How was your experience?
Hello.
Hey, Chloe, come on.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to Heart Center Connection tonight. I had a pretty good experience doing the movement practice in the beginning. I really needed to like let loose a little bit. My body was thanking me. It was like, "Thank you. Move more. Move more." And I was just like enjoying like the, shakes and the rolling and those liver rolls felt really good. So, if you feel like you need to move a little bit, please listen to your body. Move some more. And if you'd love to do some more movement practice with us and breathing practice, come on again next Wednesday. Thank you so much again, everybody. Thank you, Winnie.
Oh, thank you, Chloe. Isn't she a bundle of joy, everybody? Every time Chloe speaks, my heart sings. Okay, so if you love the Tao calligraphy light while breathing, we offer this class 5 days a week. Monday is Manifesting Mondays. This is where we declare the numbers, we chant the mantras because we align ourselves with the positive to manifest it. Tuesday is Transcendental Tuesday. We offer this class at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Is we apply something called the focusing technique. So if you're interested in developing medical intuition or deepening awareness where you can navigate every inch inside your body, people are like, Winnie, how do you know to go to a tailbone? I'm like, okay, well, because I was very blessed to work with Dr. Raven Lee, who came from the tradition of psychotherapy, and I did a lot of EMDR and a lot of breathing and observing darkness in the body. So somewhere in there, I became very good at reading the collective field. So it doesn't matter if one person or 100 people show up, I somehow just know what is the exercise that we do. So Tuesday is an exercise where you lie down, you maybe put some high quality earphones, and you just follow. It's kind of like yoga nidra if you've done that before, where it becomes so relaxing, but it's targeted to whoever shows up at the field on that day. Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. That's when we focus on each chakra or soul house. Hei Hang Hong A Shi Wong Yo Ha Yu. So each of these 10 calligraphies corresponds to 10 energy centers in Master Sha's system. Thursday is Throwback Thursday. What does it mean? It means that we lie down and we connect to the stars, the planets, the galaxies. We're like the sponge. It's like if you want to look younger, if you want to receive more, Thursday is your day. Thursday, 6 p.m., we learn to connect to other stars, planets, galaxies, and universes, and really start to build the light inside our lower abdomen in the sacred Mother Earth temple. Then Friday is 5 Elements Friday. We're going to doing the 5 element chants, and where we will do more, like fire and water or wood and earth, and we're going to play with different combinations with 5 elements. So Chloe has another message.
Okay. Thank you so much, Winnie, for sharing that really new and exciting news. So, I want to also let you know that we're continuing the energy from Chinese Lunar New Year. We celebrated renewal and love last Wednesday. It was so much fun. And we have this special Chinese New Year package for our Tao calligraphy light while breathing. it is a value of around $400. I think it's like $379, and you can get it for $75. So we have 3 sessions of the Tao calligraphy light while breathing, as well as a personal reading with Jay, and also you can get a free book. If you're interested, please send us an email at heartcenterla1@gmail.com, or send a message in the chat and with your email as well, and we'll send you the information. So if you're curious, please leave a message right now before we close. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chloe.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that was super awesome. And so to close, let's chant, really, really love you, everyone. To thank everyone from our AV team, our videographer, Raj, and April, who is on Facebook and YouTube and responding to messages, and to Chloe being time, and of course, my beloved partner. You want to do drum? Okay. I love the drumming.
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so if you have tambourines, I know who that is. Okay, so please join. Okay. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. And this version is for Chloe. It's the jumping up and down dancing version. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really, really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Faster, faster, faster.
Really, really love you, everyone.
Really, really love you, everyone.
Really, really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone. Really love you, everyone.
Okay, that one's for you, Chloe. Okay, if you
Brings
had
me back to my punk rock days.
Yes, if you had a lot of fun, please come every week and bring friends.
Thank you, everyone. Love you, everyone. See you next week, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Heart Center Connection. Love you all. Thank you all. Good night. Bye. Bye, Helen. Bye.